And the Federal Public Service Commission has announced 327 vacancies for allocation under the Central Superior Services (CSS) Competitive Examination 2025 across various occupational groups and services. According to an official press note, the vacancies include 191 fresh posts and 136 carried over from previous years, bringing the total to 327 positions.
That the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Urban Mobility Authority has approved a pre-feasibility study for a proposed circular rail project aimed at improving urban transport in Peshawar and surrounding areas. The decision was taken during the authority's 20th board meeting, chaired by the Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The Ministry of Religious Affairs has announced that Hajj flights from Pakistan have commenced today, April 18, 2026. According to officials, the Hajj flight operation will continue until May 21, transporting thousands of pilgrims to Hijaz, including Medina and Mecca. In an increasingly fractured world, Pakistan has re-emerged with quiet dignity as a credible voice for peace. At the heart of this resurgence lies cohesive leadership, spearheaded by QOAS CDF Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, whose resolve has guided Pakistan towards a long overdue role as a peace mediator. For decades, Pakistan's geopolitical identity was confined to a narrow prism of security challenges and regional turbulence. Today, that image is being recast. Pakistan is no longer merely reacting to the tempests of geopolitics. It is learning to navigate them and, where possible, calm their fury.
And Suns ended Warriors season by securing the number 8 seed in the Western Conference playoffs in the NBA's play-in tournament on Friday, April 17, 2026. Phoenix Suns defeated Golden State Warriors by winning a 111-96 in play-in tournament.
Natalie Portman is expecting her third child and her first with French musician and producer Tanguy Destable, better known as T-Pair. The Oscar winner revealed the pregnancy on April 17, 2026 in Harper's Bazaar, calling it a privilege and a miracle. The Tehreek Tahfuz Ayini Pakistan, TTIP on Friday, categorically denied any differences with the family of jailed Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, PTI. Founder Imran Khan, the news reported. Responding to recent media reports, TTAP spokesman Akhundzada Hussain said the family of the former Prime Minister had always been held in high regard and that the alliance was rooted in mutual respect, trust and sincerity. Islamabad. Official figures from the Ministry of National Health Services Regulations and Coordination show that Islamabad Capital Territory recorded at least 618 new HIV cases between January 2025 and March 2026. With data indicating a consistent month-on-month increase and adult men making up the majority of those diagnosed. Officials said 498 cases were registered during 2025, while another 120 cases were reported in the first 3 months of 2026, indicating a sustained transmission trend in the federal capital.
And Chief of Defence Forces, CDF, and Chief of Army Staff, COSA Field Marshal Asim Munir and Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi have concluded a 3-day official visit to Iran, the Inter-Services Public Relations, said on Saturday. And the discussions focused on bringing sustainable peace to the region, with particular emphasis on the evolving regional security environment, ongoing diplomatic engagements and collaborative measures aimed at promoting enduring peace and stability in the region, the ISPR said in a statement. And Jack Zhang was 34 years old, 3.5 years into running a startup and sitting across from one of the most powerful investors in Silicon Valley. Michael Moritz of Sequoia had invited him to his home, a place with, Zhang recalls, and a couple of floors and a view straight to the Golden Gate Bridge. To make the case for selling, Stripe wanted to buy Airwallex for $1.2 billion. At the time, the Melbourne company had around $2 million in annualized revenue, and the math was almost pretty irresistible, a revenue multiple sum for near 600 times. Patrick Collison, Moritz argued, was a generational founder. The deal would compound into something extraordinary. Zhang listened, and he walked around San Francisco for 2 weeks, restless, unable to think straight. At one point, he said yes. And Karachi is set to introduce smart traffic signals on major roads as part of efforts to improve traffic management across the city. The decision was taken during a meeting of the Karachi Traffic Management Company, chaired by Mayor Mortaza Wahab, which was attended by Karachi Commissioner Syed Hassan Naqvi, Transport Secretary Asad Zamin, Municipal Commissioner Abrar Jafar, and DAG Traffic Peer Mohammed.
That Dylan Strauss rushed to protect his beloved wife Barbara Palvin during a shocking incident in Los Angeles. On Friday, April 18, the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody star reportedly knocked down a home intruder who broke into the couple's Hollywood Hills estate.
And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who had been on a 4-day visit to Australia, abruptly rushed towards the Sydney airport despite the Duchess of Sussex having a key event to follow through. The As Ever founder has sat down for an interview with her Best Life co-host and co-founder Gemma O'Neill on Friday during the girls' weekend retreat. However, Meghan was expected to spend time with the attendees, but the couple quietly left the intercontinental Coogee Beach in the morning. And if you needed proof that girl power never expires, Victoria Beckham's birthday just delivered it. The former Posh Spice turned 52 on April 17, and her group chat, Aka the Spice Girls, showed up loud, nostalgic, and very online. And Washington. The Trump administration has renewed a waiver allowing countries to buy sanctioned Russian oil at sea for about a month, even as lawmakers accuse the government of going easy on Moscow as its war on Ukraine grinds on. And the Treasury Department's waiver lets countries purchase Russian oil and petroleum products loaded on vessels as of Friday through May 16. It replaces a 30-day waiver that expired on April 11th and excludes transactions involving Iran and Cuba and North Korea.
That. Louis Tomlinson shared an update just hours after his former One Direction bandmate Zayn Malik revealed health scare, taking to his Instagram stories on Friday, April 17. The Lemonade hitmaker posted an image of himself documenting his performance in Munich, Germany at the Olympia House.
And President Donald Trump said on Saturday that he planned to maintain a US blockade of Iranian ports if a peace deal with Tehran is not reached, adding that he may not extend the ceasefire after its expiration. Iran reopened the Strait of Hormuz on Friday in the wake of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Lebanon, though Tehran threatened to close the vital waterway once again if the US blockade continues. And for a man not known to be particularly religious, US President Donald Trump spent a lot of time on matters of faith last weekend, prompted perhaps by statements made by Pope Leo. And the supreme head of the Catholic Church had suggested that there was a delusion of omnipotence fueling the US-Iran war. The Pope, who does not usually indulge in such pointed criticism of world leaders, exclaimed, "And enough of the idolatry of self and money, enough of the display of power, enough of war. True strength is shown in serving life." His statements did not mention Trump by name, but it was him they were directed at. And all of this was just too much for Trump. The irate president shot back, "Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy," adding, "I don't want a pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon." A little while later, Trump posted an AI-generated image of himself, apparently as Jesus, curing a man. And 7 weeks of war have failed to topple Iran's theocratic rulers or force them to meet all of President Donald Trump's demands, but for US adversaries and allies, it has cast a spotlight on one of his central vulnerabilities. Economic pressure, even with Iran's announcement on Friday that it was reopening the Strait of Hormuz to shipping. See, the Middle East crisis has revealed the limits of Trump's willingness to tolerate domestic economic pain. And Hollywood just got a little more heartwarming. Natalie Portman is expecting again, and yes, the internet is already celebrating. The Thor, Love and Thunder star, 44, confirmed she's pregnant with her third child, her first with partner Tanguy Destable, in a candid reveal with Harper's Bazaar.